Hey guys, Cindy Glenn here. Thanks so much for jumping on with me. So yesterday was my birthday. I turned the big 3-1, which so far kind of feels like the same as 30. I remember when 30 seemed like it was so old, and now I'm 31 and I'm like, this isn't that old. I don't know. I keep joking that like I feel like I'm 21 until I hang around somebody that's like 21 and I'm like, nope, not 21. Cannot keep up. Not my thing. But anyways, I wanted to thank everybody that jumped on and said happy birthday to me. I opened up my Facebook and it was like 254 people wrote on your wall, and I was like, whoa, I didn't even know that many people even remotely cared about anything. So thank you guys for popping on and saying happy birthday, and the private messages and the texts I got. Y'all made a girl feel special. So thank you, I appreciate that. But anyways, I wanted to jump on and I was just kind of reflecting on the things I've learned over the years, and I wanted to share that with you guys. So hopefully you find this somewhat beneficial, entertaining, ridiculous, I don't know, whatever it is. But I wanted to share 31 things that I've learned in 31 years, because the person that I have like grown to be is so different than the person that I thought I would even become. So anyways, I will try to keep this fairly short, brief. Hopefully you take something away from it. Hopefully it's not totally boring, but anyways, here we go. All right, so the first thing I have learned in the 31 years that I have existed is that kids are terrible at keeping track of their shoes. I really don't understand this, because it's like you walk in the door, you take your shoes off, you leave your shoes there, they should be there the next time you want to leave the house. And for some reason, that's not the case. Like that does not happen. And it really, really, really makes me mad when not only can they not find their shoes, but then they think they can take your shoes. And there's happened on numerous occasions where I'm going to, the ones I can think of off the top of my head is like when I'm running out the door and I'm like going to either boot camp or a workout or do whatever, and my tennis shoes are missing and I can't find them. And I end up finding them in the middle of the yard because one of my kids couldn't find their shoes, because they lose their shoes all the time. And there my shoes are out in the dewy grass, soaking wet, and I'm like so not impressed. So there's number one. Kids are terrible at keeping track of their shoes. Number two, you can say please and thank you 1,000 times in front of your kids. Use it correctly and show them the proper way to use it, and they will still forget. You say oh shit one time, they will never forget that. They will not forget that. You say any swear word at all, and they are like, ooh, what is that word? I want to use that. And then all of a sudden they're using it appropriately, and you realize that you need to watch your mouth. Yeah, not cool. Has happened a few times to us. Okay, number three, when you are running late, inevitably, your kids are gonna have to go pee. You are gonna be like walking out the door, you're already 5 minutes late, and somebody has to go pee, or somebody loses a shoe, or something along those lines happens that's going to make you be more late. So number four, meal plans tend to work wonders, but they only work if you actually do them. I was in a wonderful place where I did a meal plan for you guys, seriously, almost every single week for a year. And then I got pregnant with baby number 4. And partially I was really, really sick. Partially nothing sounded good to me, so I had absolutely no interest in meal planning at all. And really I was just being lazy. So I kind of fell out of the habit of it, and I'm so glad I'm getting back into the habit, because meal plans seriously do save so much time. Okay, number 5 of the 31 things that I've learned in 31 years. Number 5, I'm terrible at responding to text messages. Like, I'm really, really bad at it. I get it. It's like this total irresponsible thing. It drives my husband crazy. He'll pick up my phone and he'll be like, you have like 4 messages here. Why haven't you responded? I'm like, because I haven't had time. And I know, like, I see them. Sometimes I open them and then I'm like, I should respond back to that person as soon as I'm done doing this. And then I forget to do that. The other thing I'm really bad at doing is like, actually, like, or I'll respond to them and I'll respond in my head, or sometimes I'll like type it out, and then I won't hit send. Like, it's one button and I won't hit send. And then by the time they message me like a week later, I'll like open my thing up and I'm like, oh, I never even sent that last message to you. So that happens to me. All right, number 6. Someone always has it worse than you. And I mean, always has it worse than you guys. Like, seriously, you talk about like, oh, I had a bad day, this and this happened. I'm sorry, somebody else always has it worse than you. So there just really isn't any point in complaining. You could say, gosh, this happened and this happened and this happened, and somebody's gonna be like, yeah, and my grandmother was just diagnosed with cancer. Like, sorry, I'm gonna make a serious note with this. Somebody always has it worse than you. Where am I at now? Number 7, when you work on your health, or excuse me, when you work as like a health and fitness coach, like I do, all of a sudden your friends feel like you're judging them. Like no matter what they do, they think you're judging them, and really you don't care. Like, I don't care what my friends eat. If they want to eat whatever they want, go for it. I'm not your mom. The only people I really care of what they eat are really my husband and my kids, and my husband is really not impressed with that at all. But for some reason, people really think that you judge them, and I don't, because I really don't care. Because if you have goals, go for it. If you don't, and you want to eat whatever it is you want to eat, I don't care. It's not my place to judge. Okay, so number 8 of the 31 things I've learned in 31 years. When you have little boys, there are some funny places that you're gonna find pee in your house. Probably the funniest, I don't even know if I can call it funny now. I couldn't call it funny earlier. Is like, I have this cute little like crock thing that sits on a shelf. And at one point, long story, but I will like sum it up for you. At one point, I am sitting in the kitchen, which is adjacent to our living room, just right behind me. And my 2 boys, who are 18 months apart, the younger of the 2 is like giggling and laughing, and the older one's like, Vincent, does this smell like pee? And Vinny's like laughing, and he's like, yeah, Beckett, it smells like pee. And Beckett's like, I peed in it. And I'm like, what are they talking about? I turn around and it's a crock that sits on my shelf. And not only was there like pee in it, it was dry. Like, it had been sitting there so long that it had dried. And that just, I was so mad, like so mad. But if you have little boys, you're gonna find pee in some interesting places. Or maybe it's just mine. But I've heard plenty of stories from other parents, so I'm reassured that it's not just mine. Okay, where am I at now? Number 9, so consistency in naps. I get a lot of questions, you guys, because my kids are really, I kind of have freak babies, I'm not gonna lie. My kids are good sleepers. And part of the reason that they're good sleepers though, is naps and bedtimes are really consistent. So if you wanna have good sleepers, you need to have consistent naps and bedtimes. Okay, number 10, I am going to give some mad props to those that wear their babies, those baby wearers. You guys are awesome. And co-sleepers, you guys are also awesome. That's not for me. It is not my thing. Cannot do it at all. I don't enjoy it. Not my thing. All right, number 11, I am definitely an introvert. That is something I've definitely learned over the years, meaning that when I'm surrounded by a lot of people, it really just kind of zaps the energy out of me. And I really have to need my space, and I need to be away from people to really recharge. And I can jump up and do a presentation for my childbirth classes and all this stuff. And I think sometimes when you're somebody like me who's, I've turned like an outgoing introvert, sometimes people really think that you're just a super, super outgoing person. And that's not exactly the case for me always. Like sometimes I'm okay with being outgoing, and other times I'm like, I can hardly talk, and it's uncomfortable, I'm sure, for a lot of people, including myself. So anyways, number 12 of the 31 things I've learned in 31 years, drinking water is so important, you guys. Like seriously, water is essential for life. Just drink your water. Seriously, take your weight, cut it in half, and that's how many ounces of water you should be drinking every day. Okay, number 13, becoming a parent is seriously like the most amazing thing you will ever do. Although I do pray daily that I'm not screwing up my kids, like really, truly I do. But one thing that you guys have to remember is when you become a parent, that in order to raise confident kids, is which I think what we all want to do, you have to be confident in yourself, and you have to decide to be confident. So personal development is so, so, so key to being a confident parent. It's not gonna make you perfect, it so won't, but it definitely will help you embrace a lot of your imperfections. And then also the other thing with becoming a parent, I don't know why this is, but moms, why don't we buy new underwear? Like really. And I can safely say that I've asked enough moms, like when was the last time they bought underwear? And a lot of them are like me, and it was like in college before I had kids. And my oldest is like 7.5, you guys. Like why? I have no idea, but I'm not the only mom that does that. I don't know what it is. It's like we pop babies out and suddenly we don't think we can buy underwear for ourselves. But trust me, I buy a lot for my kids. Anyways, besides the point. Okay, number 14, this one's kind of hard for me because I don't talk about it very often. Having your parents go through a divorce is really hard, especially when it goes on for years and is really, really nasty. And I don't know if it's better, I've thought about this so much, and I don't know if it's better for you to go through that pain and that struggle when you're younger or as an adult, because me going through it as an adult kind of makes me feel like my childhood has just been kind of torn apart. And I've talked to other people that have experienced that as as an adult or maybe even a teenager, and the response is kind of the same. You kind of feel like your childhood it's almost like it didn't happen. I don't know. And not that I had this like sad childhood, I really didn't, but it makes it a lot harder when your parents are going through the divorce. So anyways, that's number 14. So number 15, this kind of coincides, I guess. Forgiveness sometimes isn't as important as being able to forget and move on. And I say that because there's a lot of things that have gone on, I guess, in my life with people that I don't know when I'll be ready to forgive them. I hope I can forgive. But sometimes what's important at the moment isn't necessarily forgiving the people. Sometimes it's really, truly just being able to move on and move forward with your life and forget the bad things that happened, which I guess is part of forgiving. But it's not as important to tell that person that you just forgive them as it is to be able to move on with your life. Okay, number 6. Having depressed moments really sucks. Like, really sucks. Like those moments where you don't want to get out of bed because you're crying your eyes out. And I have these almost every single holiday, in part because of my parents' wonderful divorce that they're going through. But it really sucks, you guys. It sucks so bad to have those depressed moments where you don't know how you're going to make it through the day. I can't imagine what people feel like that have this every day. Like I don't feel like I am clinically this depressed person, but I have depressed moments, and I cannot imagine what it's like to be in somebody's shoes that they experience that every single day, because it's so hard just the few moments that I have. So my heart goes out to anybody that's watching this that has that. Okay, number 17. In addition to being terrible at responding to text messages, I am also horrible at listening to voicemails. Like, nobody should ever leave me a voicemail because there's a very good chance I will not listen to it. It's kind of helped now that my phone like gives me this like transcription of like what is said, and I don't know like why I can open that and I can read it. It doesn't make me actually call the people back, but at least I read it versus like listening to it. Like I just never listen to voicemails, and I have no idea why. Like it's, once again, it's just this irresponsible thing, and then I forget that I had it, and I just go on with my day, which, yeah, I don't know. Okay, number 18, flossing is super important, and it is just important for your good dental hygiene. And also, if you have sensitive teeth, Sensodyne really does work. I get really, really sick with my pregnancies, which if you guys follow me at all, you know this. So I actually switched to the Arm & Hammer type of toothpaste with this last pregnancy because I can't stand the smell of toothpaste, like nothing, like you brush my teeth, I'm like gonna throw up. But the Arm & Hammer one seemed to be okay, more that baking soda taste was all right. So I switched to that. And then here a few weeks ago, all of a sudden my teeth are getting really, really sensitive, which they were so sensitive growing up. And I'm like, what is going on? And then I'm realizing I haven't switched back to Sensodyne. Switched back a week ago, and you guys, my teeth are back to feeling great, and I can chug down ice water and it's no big deal. So Sensodyne works. All right, 19. Adding people, okay, this goes for all the Facebook people, adding people to random groups that you did not ask them to join or ask their permission to join is just rude. Like it's rude. I'm not even gonna go there totally with it, but it's rude. Stop doing that. I don't want to add people to these random groups. I don't want to be added to random groups. I just don't want to be. I don't want to see all that stuff. If it's something I'm interested in, please ask if you think I'm gonna be interested in before you add me. Like, that would be nice. Mic drop. All right. 20, surround yourself with people that want to support you. They want to push you. They want to motivate you. Like, you really truly are the average of the 5 people that you surround yourself with most. So, and you guys, this doesn't have to be the people that you're actually physically around. These can be the people that you talk to with the most. These can be the people that, if you read a lot of personal development books, you can count those authors. Like, those people that influence you the most are the ones that you surround yourself and basically bring into your life the most. So make sure those people are going to push you. You are the average of those people. Make sure they want to support you and encourage you. And you guys, a true friend is somebody that you can talk to them about anything about your life, and they are still going to love and they're not going to care. They totally support you 100%. Okay, keep moving on. Number 21 of the 31 things I have learned in 31 years is social media is a highlight reel. It totally is. And if you watched my story earlier on Instagram, and I don't know if it's totally uploaded on Facebook yet, sometimes it takes a little while, but you guys, social media is a highlight reel. You see like the wonderful things, and I know I get lots of comments from people like, you're the super mom, and I'm like, hey, you guys, trust me, you're not seeing all the behind the scenes, all the hard work and the mess of a house and all the other stuff that's going on. It's a highlight reel. It really is. And that's how everybody's life is. So when you're feeling like down and you're like, oh, gosh, everybody's going on vacations and everybody has these awesome family date nights and everybody's dating their husband and everything looks wonderful. Remember, it's a highlight reel. You guys, it's not reality. Your reality is what's important, not everybody else's, okay? Okay, 22 out of my wonderful list I have here. Smile. It's really truly your best makeup, and if you are gonna wear makeup, make sure you're wearing it for you, because really truly nobody gives a shit what you look like. Truly. And if people do, then you don't need to be around them. Like, nobody cares if you have a flawless face or that you have a zit. Like, nobody cares about that stuff. The people that you should be surrounding yourself with, they could care less if you ever wear makeup. Okay, 23. Telling yourself to leave just 10 minutes earlier won't make you get there on time when you are notoriously somebody that's 5 minutes late. I have been notoriously late, or I always joke that I'm an on-time person, meaning that I get there like either right at time that I'm supposed to be there or kind of 5 minutes late. So oftentimes I'm told that we're supposed to meet like 15 minutes prior, so I sometimes show up on time, but you can't let me know that the actual time is supposed to be 15 minutes later, because I will still push the limits. And I read this article about optimistic people tend to be late notoriously. And when I was reading it, it started talking about part of it is because when you're optimistic, you think you can get more done in the amount of time that you have. And I'm like, that is me. That is so me. Why I seem to think I need to sweep my floor before I leave my house when I'm running to go do whatever and I'm supposed to meet somebody, I have no idea. That floor does not need to be swept. It is not a big deal. But for some reason, I think I need to madly clean my house before I go somewhere. And that is why I am always late. There it is. Problem solved. If I stopped cleaning my house, that would probably help. But I don't anticipate that happening anytime soon, because it's not happened in the first 31 years of my life. All right. 24 out of 31 things that I've learned since turning to 31. Friendships should really be based on quality, not quantity. I don't know why it is when we're younger, we seem to think that we have to have all these friends. Like, you need lots and lots of friends, right? Or at least you need to make people think that you have lots and lots of friends. It's like this big popularity thing. When really, we outgrow our friendships, you guys. Like, we hit a point in our lives where we're outgrowing our friendships, and we realize that we really want those quality people in our lives. It's not the quantity. The people that we don't jive with, like, we can let them go. It's okay. It's bless and release. Like, it's all right. You don't have to hang around those people. Yeah, you can still be friends. I'm not saying go ahead and like, sorry, we're not friends. You don't need to have that conversation. But it's okay to distance yourself from people that you've outgrown. Quality over quantity. All right, 25, your health is so important. I could go on and on about this, and I'm gonna spare you guys, but your health is so, so important. And all I can say is when you start focusing on your health, focusing on eating right, getting a workout in, exercising, doing those different things, your life becomes better. And it doesn't become better just in a physical standpoint, but an emotional standpoint. And in all areas of your life, it is so much better. So your health, just concentrate on it. It really, really does help. Okay, 26. If you have a passion or a dream, like, you should just really go for it, because it's, first off, that it's not happening any faster if you're just sitting around just waiting for it to happen. And that's just not how it works, you guys. Like, if you're afraid of something that you want so bad, that's when you really should do it, because you know it's the right decision. It's like in your gut, and you're like, I should do that, but I'm so scared. Like, those are the things you need to go for. That means you have a passion and a dream. And you guys, it's the scary things that really just work out in life the way that they're supposed to. Okay, number 27. There's no sense in wishing you can go back and make a different choice. I want to believe that when you're presented with two choices, you will always pick the one that is best for you in that moment. And yes, you can look back and go, oh gosh, I should have picked that other one or that other choice, but there's just no sense in regretting it. You can't go back and make that decision. So there's no sense in living in this life of regret because you made one decision that you can't go back and change. There's just no sense in dwelling on it. So free yourself of that regret. There shouldn't be regret from a choice. You made the best choice you could in that moment. And also think of other people that way too. So when they make a choice and you're like, why would they do that? They're making the best choice they can for them in that moment. And it really helps you just kind of let it go. And it's okay. They made their choice. It's not your choice to make. Okay, 28. Working hard and staying humble truly should be everybody's mantra. Seriously, you do not make it to the top. You don't get the promotions. You don't build a successful business. You don't be an awesome mom or whatever it is that your goals are. You don't get there by just like hanging around and being mediocre, okay? Like it takes hard work. You have to work so hard to get what you want in life. And that's okay. Life is not just supposed to be this like thing that's a luck of the draw and there's only these lucky ones. Like no, the people that work hard and decide to better themselves, they're the ones that are successful in the areas of life that they're really important to them. All right, number 29. Whatever it is that you dislike about yourself, please just decide you're going to embrace it. For example, when I was in high school, I really hated my wonderful eyebrows. The pencil thin eyebrows were like the look, and I really didn't want to tweeze my eyebrows because it hurt like really bad. Like I tweezed my unibrow and that was about it. That was enough. Like it made my eyes water and my nose run. Like I don't need to tweeze all this other stuff off. But I really disliked my eyebrows. And you know what's popular now, you guys? The big thick eyebrows. So sometimes you just really need to like wait until like our culture or our standards or whatever you want to call it catches up to you, because you're beautiful, whatever it is. If you're like, I have this big butt, guys, I don't have a butt. You know, like there are so many things that it's just, we're all so unique. Like embrace those things, because the way that you're made is the way that God intended you to be made. And it's okay. You just embrace it. Love yourself. You're beautiful. Okay. Number 30. Getting close. We're almost done, guys. All right, number 30. Oh, this is a good one. I really dislike unexpected guests. So note to self. You should let people know when you're going to be showing up at their house. Mostly I dislike unexpected guests because I really like to have my house somewhat decently presentable when I have company coming over. Part of this stems from my wonderful childhood of making everything look perfect from the outside. So my house is typically a mess. It really is. That doesn't mean I love having people come over and wander through my mess, but I have learned that I don't really care that much. I don't still love people showing up unexpectedly just because I'm weird and awkward, but as far as my house goes and how messy it is, I no longer care really about that. Now, instead of being like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, this place is such a mess, I go, welcome to our disaster, come on in. And it really has made me feel so much better. But I will tell you, if you come to my house and it is a mess and you seem to pass any amount of judgment on my messiness, come on now, I have 4 kids, 4, ages 6 months to 7 years old. And if you seem to pass any amount of judginess on that, thinking that, making me feel like my house should be cleaner for you, there's a good chance you're going to leave my house and I'm not going to like you. Just saying. Just going to put that out there. All right, now 31. So here's the last one that I have of the list of 31 things I've learned in 31 years. You guys, get in your pictures. Like, come on, moms. How many times do we feel like our hair isn't done right, or we don't have makeup on, or we don't like how we look, or whatever it is? Just get in your picture. Like, nobody cares about all those things. They just want to have a memory with you. And my husband is notorious, you guys, like all the time. He's snapping the most unattractive pictures of me. So bad. But he's not taking this picture because he's like, oh, look, you don't have any makeup on and you look like you're a mess with bedhead. He's taking this picture because he's seen me with my kids and he wants to remember that moment. And that's what your family wants, you guys. They want to see you. They want to remember you. Don't be the mom that really wishes that she would have had pictures taken of them and her kids way later in life, because you guys, it doesn't matter. You're beautiful. Get in those dang pictures and just They don't care. Nobody cares what you look like or anything like that. Just get in the pictures. Okay, there's my 31 things I've learned in 31 years. That was a little bit long and rambled. Hopefully you guys took home some key points from it. I don't know. But all right, that's what I've learned. Thank you guys for the birthday wishes. I really appreciate it. And we'll see how this next year goes and what I'll learn. All right, bye guys.